Good evening. This is the Change. And tonight we're going to talk about Ukraine and Russia and Putin and Zelensky and the United States and Biden, Hunter, Joe, Jim, Gil, Jan, John, June, Beaver, Wally, Ward. No, that's the Leave It to Beaver family, the Cleavers. I just get all excited when I talk about the Biden crime syndicate family. I mean, the Biden presidential family. My problem with the whole Ukraine thing is our borders are wide open. Wide open. And it doesn't seem to even be an inkling of a concern to this administration. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't even seem to cross their mind as they're talking about climate crisis situations. Doesn't seem to be in the front or the any part of the mind of Joe or Kamala. Yet we're just mailing bales of money over to Ukraine. Have you looked around this country? Have you looked around? You cannot go. I don't know what area you live in, but you cannot go 100 miles and not find a homeless person. You cannot. Maybe you live in Alaska. I bet there's somebody homeless up there. Never been. Love to go. I'll go one day. But there's homeless people here. There's problems here. As I said from the onset, our borders are wide open. Wide open. All of Europe. All of Europe. Every country you go to, it has a border. And then all of these leftists in the United States say, we don't need borders. That's how leftists talk. You're not a country without a border. But yet it's no concern to us if we have borders. Have you looked around? Just take a look. You'll lose that argument 10 out of 10 times with 10 people. I promise. If you're on the side of we shouldn't have a border. What kind of moronic statement is that? We need to shore up our borders. Become energy independent. Start manufacturing in our country. And bam! Should I run for president? Should I run? Seems pretty simple. Shore up the borders, right? Gain energy independence. Start drilling, fracking, whatever you got to do. Let's not buy our natural gas and whatever else we're using, oil, off of other countries when we can get it out of the ground that we're walking on. That's number two. And bring jobs to the country. That's three things. Boom. We would be great. It would be awesome. And having a wide open border, it messes with all of those steps, especially the jobs and the manufacturing. It really messes with that, and people don't get it. They think people are just coming here to escape some kind of horror. It happens, but there's few and far between. People are coming here to get money and People don't understand when you bring an influx of unemployed people in, they will work for cheap. The same people that argue for open borders also argue for $20 minimum wage. Like, do you understand how that's not logical? Because if you have an illegal person come in, they will say, I will do that. I will cut your grass for $5. I'm exaggerating. I don't know what an illegal immigrant charges to cut grass. I'm just saying, think about that. Oh, I go to bid a roof. That'll be $4,500. And then some dude from Nicaragua says, hey, man, I'll do it for 500 bones right now. Got the tools in my truck. Then they're chopping me. They're chopping my head, stepping on my toes, whatever you want, whatever euphemism you want to use. We need a strong border. We need energy independence. And we need manufacturing back in the United States. That's how we became a superpower. It's because after World War II, all of Europe was destroyed. You know who wasn't destroyed? The United States. And we started manufacturing everything and selling all of the goods. Okay, there was tariffs on everybody. We were taxing them on everything. We were making money hand over fist. And that's how we became a superpower. We can do that again. But we can't have somebody like we have in office now. We cannot. He's doing his best to destroy the country. If you have proof to prove me wrong, tell me in the comments. I'm all ears. All ears. If you have proof that Biden is doing something to help this country, he is not. He's doing everything to help himself. But this story, it'll make you laugh or it'll make you cry, one or the other. But apparently, we sent about 6.2 billion extra to Ukraine. Just 6.2 billion. You know, if I owe the IRS 750, they'll be showing up with guns outside of my front door. You know what I'm saying? Get my drift. But I'm going to show you this article here. Pentagon, who's this from? ABC News. Lolita C. Baldor and Tara Kopp, Associated Press. Why does it say ABC News? Whatever. Pentagon accounting error provides extra $6.2 billion for Ukraine military aid. The Pentagon says it overestimated the value of weapons it has sent Ukraine by $6.2 billion over the past 2 years, resulting in a surplus that will be used for future security packages. Yeah, like, oh yeah, well, they can just use it later. Really? Or they can sell it to Mexico. Did you guys see where the cartels down there had the missiles that the U.S. had sent to Ukraine? I don't remember where I saw it, what article I read it in, but I actually saw physical footage of the missile. The guy was carrying it on his shoulder. Anyway, but yeah, that they sell them on the black market, man. That's what they do. Ukraine is the most corrupt country in Europe. This is not me saying this. They say it's the most corrupt country in all of Europe. And that's our boys, right? It ain't my boys. I don't buoy up with corrupt countries. I like America. The Pentagon said Tuesday that it overestimated the value of the weapons it has sent Ukraine by $6.2 billion over the past 2 years, about double early estimates, resulting in a surplus that will be used for future security packages. Isn't that clever? Pentagon spokeswoman Sabrina Singh said a detailed review of the accounting error found that the military services used replacement costs rather than the book value of equipment that was pulled from Pentagon stocks and sent to Ukraine. She said final calculations showed there was an error of 3.6 billion in the current fiscal year and 2.6 billion in 2022, which ended last September 30th. As a result, the department now has additional money in its coffers to use to support Ukraine as it pursues its counteroffensive against Russia. And it come and it come. Does anybody talk like that? And it come. Singular. And it come as the fiscal year is wrapping up and congressional funding was beginning to dwindle. They need to cut all funding for it. All funding for it. And I got about 10 other things they can cut the funding on. I could sure use $6.2 billion. Quote, it's just going to go back into the pot of money we have all allocated for the future Pentagon stock drawdowns, said Singh. The revelation comes as Ukraine moves ahead with the early stages of its counteroffensive in an effort to dislodge the Kremlin's force from territory they've occupied since a full-scale invasion in February of 2022. The counteroffensive has come up against heavily mined terrain and reinforced defensive fortifications, according to Valery Zelensky, the commander-in-chief of Ukraine's armed forces. So they're just kind of buttering it up, kind of glossing over it like, oh yeah, we can just put it in the coffers and, they can use it later. When are we going to start holding people accountable? That's why they can do this over and over and over and over again. They're never held accountable. The auditors need to be audited. The governors need to be governed. It's sickening. It's sickening. And I know we're all supposed to support the Ukraine. Oh, that we gotta go Ukraine, Ukraine flag in my bio. Yes, Ukraine is so awesome. Yay. What have they done for me? They haven't done anything for me. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing for you either, I promise. I promise. I don't even know what food they make. I don't know anything they export. The only thing I know is they import everybody's money. This whole war is a mistake. And they'll talk about it in the future. It's got us teetering on a world war. The Bidens so enamored. When Zelensky goes anywhere, Congress or wherever he goes, whatever he does, whoever he's with, they all kiss his butt. It makes me sick. I just don't understand it. He's an actor. Do you know that? When they pulled off the coup, when the oligarchs pulled off the coup to get rid of the old president or whatever he was, dude was an actor on TV, on a comedy, playing the president. You don't find that odd? What do I always say? Ask why. Ask who, ask when, ask where, ask how. Why? Why did they put him? They just, you be the president. He was a comedic actor that played the president. That would be like us. I can't even think of a comedic presidential show. It'd be like us having Dana Carvey. Remember his old Bush impersonations, Ross Perot impersonations? They put a comedic actor as the president, and then you dude shows up in fatigues and stuff. Oh yes, I am Vladimir Zelensky, and I am a combat hero. With his combat boots on and green pants, looks like he's just walked out of an episode of The Walking Dead. Like, dude, maybe throw on a pair of khakis, bro, when you're going in front of the president of the United States. It's all laughable. And the mainstream media, they just drink it up, and then vomit it back out to everybody who watches it. Ah, Vladimir, Vladimir. Well, that was my spot on the $6.2 billion that, they'll just not even talk about for the next month or the next year or whatever when they're talking about debt ceilings and all that jazz. They'll forget to mention the 6.2 bill they lost. They sent extra over to old Vladi Lottie. But this has been the change. Don't forget to subscribe. And tonight, something just happened to my camera. Tonight, I am the peaceful protester. Thank you.